I want to tell you a story. It's a story of answered prayer, quite a remarkable one of a few years ago. And I was recording this in a conversation with our daughter Catherine just the other day. It goes back to the time when we were involved with There Is Hope in Edinburgh. Some of you will remember rainbows and bus adverts. And it was a situation where there were probably 50 or so churches in Edinburgh all working together, and we were going to do bus advertising. And we got a budget for the advertising, got a quote, and the office, I worked there with Denise and Aileen. The figures came out at £4,348. Now, you're going to have to concentrate on this story, and you're going to have to remember the numbers. You might even want to write them down just to check afterwards. But that was the budget for advertising on buses, £4,348. Well, that evening there was a prayer meeting, and there were regular monthly prayer meetings in Edinburgh, drawing 100, 150 or so people. And they were pretty exciting prayer meetings. So we were leading the prayer meeting, and we prayed about lots of different things, but we also prayed about the money that we needed. And I put up on the overhead projector, that dates it a little bit, doesn't it? The amount that was needed. The problem was I had left the piece of paper in the office with that figure of £4,348 on. And I couldn't remember what the figure was when I was at the prayer meeting. So I fudged it, and I put £4,200 on the overhead projector, and we prayed for a few minutes. 150 people prayed, gave it some welly, and asked God for that amount of money. At the end of the prayer meeting, we took a retiring offering, and it was exciting to see because there was a large plate and there's a big amount of money on it. And Denise took the money back home, and she counted it there with her son Chris. And he said while he was counting it, he was just doing the coins, and he said he would make it up to the nearest full pound from his pocket money. So they counted it up, and when they got to the total, it was £4,199.23, to which Chris added his 77 pence to make it £4,200 on the button. It was absolutely amazing. And Denise phoned me to tell me that exciting news. And we couldn't believe it. It's so clearly an answer to prayer. However, the next morning we went to the office, and there was the incriminating piece of paper with the figure £4,348 on it. We were still £148 short. But in the space of just a few moments, we listened to the answer machine, and somebody had pledged £100 on an answer machine message. And then Aileen said, somebody had given her a cheque for £15 the night before, which hadn't been handed in. So that left £33. And Aileen also said, there's somebody had given her some cash, and there was a roll of cash on Denise's desk. So we were now short only £33. Denise picked up that roll of cash and counted it. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33 pounds exactly. And it was utterly amazing. God gave us what we asked for the night before, and he gave us what we forgot to ask for the next morning. And fascinatingly, there's a third moment in this whole episode, which I didn't discover for some time later. And that was that on that particular morning that we went back to the office, Aileen was walking into the office, and she was praying, and she said to the Lord she had not given any money to the advertising appeal. What should she give? And she heard the figure £33. So she went to the bank, got £33 out, and that roll of cash which was on Denise's desk was from Aileen, £33. So it was just an astounding, precise answer to prayer. I know Sunday we were talking about answer prayer and healing, and the fact that God does answer prayer, but also some of the tension of living without immediate answers to prayer or long-term situations. but God does hear and he does answer. And we can all rejoice in stories of faith where God has answered prayer. I read this morning just the phrase in 2 Corinthians 4:18, where he says, "So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but what is unseen." And on that occasion, we didn't see God, we didn't see his hand, but we saw what his hand did. And that demonstration of his answer to prayer just shows that behind the events, behind what was happening, was somebody who was listening and who was caring. And that's the thing that I just want us to be encouraged with. He is unseen, but he hears, he answers, and he provides for what we need.